Hi y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all are doing well. I am sorry that it's been a while. I was out of town, which I still usually do videos then, but then last Monday was my anniversary. Of course, my husband's in heaven, and so there's just a few days for, and that there's just a lot of emotions, and so I wasn't up to really record anything. And then my excuse me, my uncle, had passed away, and then there was the memorial service on this past Friday, a week ago today, and so then I came home, and I just been getting some things here settled, and I'm praise the Lord that the situation with my water, the pipes and all that, having to move the well tank and everything. I'm so grateful that the man who's doing all the work for me got it done, and he just worked out of the kindness of his heart. All right, so to get started for today, seems as if there was something else I wanted to tell y'all, but I honestly cannot remember. Today I'm going to be making turnip green soup. Now, you may not like turnip greens, and if you don't, but you like spinach, you could replace this with spinach. You could replace it with collard greens. You could replace it with kale. It's just whatever, is your preference. And you may not even want to make this at all, and that's okay. It doesn't matter. So we'll go ahead and get started. In here, I wish I'd had some bacon grease, but I didn't have any excuse me, I didn't have any bacon made up in a few days, and I didn't have any bacon grease because since it's just mainly me, I don't have, I don't keep that up now when the kids are here and everything. But then I have a little more bacon grease, but I don't cook it that often, just for myself. So anyway, in here I put like a spoonful of the butter and canola oil mix. I put down here in the skillet, and I guess I need to move you so you can see what I'm doing. Put this somewhere where it's not going to get, what do you call it, burned. It won't melt. I have a bad habit of doing that. All right, no, it's just right in your face there, wasn't it? All right, so I have this in here, like I said, about a spoonful, maybe a tablespoon. I have already diced up some green bell pepper. It was kind of a large one, and it's not really diced. It's a little bigger than diced, but not big as chunky. So I am going to put that in there. And I also had a large onion that I did also kind of chunked up there. So we're going to cook those until they are soft. Put that in the sink. Now, what I did before I started this, though, and I tell y'all all the time about the. Let me see if I don't know where I put it in there. Oh, better than bouillon, and took 3 cups of water, hot water. And I mixed up a tablespoon of this. To do it as bouillon, you use 1 teaspoon of this to 1 cup of water. I really love this. This is the roasted chicken flavor. I like this a lot better than the regular chicken broth you buy. This cost about $4 or $5, but you really get a lot for your money. It says there's 38 servings in here. So let me see, there'll be 4 cups in a quart, so it's about 9, I'm sitting here, I'm not doing my math right, but this is probably going to get you about 9 quarts, I think. I'm going to have to do that math. There was time I could do it in my head, and I can't do that much anymore. So let me put this back in there. I'm not opening it up wide because it's a mess in there right now. I need to clean it out. All right, we are going to cook these. I need to turn this up some to about medium heat until they are just they just get soft, just a little tender. So while that they are cooking, I'm going to move you back a little and get my towel over here that I'm cleaning up wet stuff with and everything. And move you back a little and see if I can put this chopping board right here. I know you're not supposed to cook stuff on here, but you know, I have a bad habit of doing that. And my stove is 35, it's almost 20 years old, and it's still in pretty good shape. Let me move you back a little so you can see what I'm doing. Down, okay, there we go. I have one Polish sausage, is what I have, and I noticed they do not have these in the 1 pound size anymore. Now this soup is a delicious soup. My husband and I had it somewhere. I cannot remember where we had it. A long time ago, or maybe I saw it in a cookbook. I don't know. Well, I say a long time ago. It's probably about 3 or 4 years before he passed away. So I started making it. But you take this sausage, and you're just going to cut it in slices, you know, like bite size. Let me stop over here and stir this a minute. And we are going to put this in the crock pot. And you could also do it on top of your stove, whichever way you prefer. I think I'm getting some of these a little bit too big. That's okay, they'll eat, won't they? You know, I can never be one of those professional chefs because I don't think any of my knife cuts are ever the same. How about y'all? Do you make your knife cuts the same, or are you like me, you just kind of go? You try your best to do it, but, you know, you're not that precise. And since I have arthritis in my hands now, it's no telling what sometimes I might come up with. I mean, it may cut it, and then it may decide not to cut it, and then I may have the knife there, and it cuts it all on, my hand just moves all on its own. All right. I want my hands off there. Okay, once this gets soft, I am going to put it in the crock pot there. And after that, I am going to cook the sausage. You don't have to cook it all the way through. You just want to get kind of like a sear on it. And you don't even have to do that. I just like to do that. And, you know, you could use Polish sausage. You could use andouille sausage. If you want kind of sweet, you could use the Italian sausage. I mean, you know, it's just completely up to you what your preferences are. You could do a Cajun sausage. I'd like that. I didn't even think to look for a Cajun sausage. My brain wasn't working, I guess. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pause you for a little bit, all right? All right, I have finished the peppers and onions, and I have them in there. And now I am going to cook the Polish sausage in the same skillet. And I'm just going to sear it. Let me run all this stuff over here. There we go. I just want to get a sear on these. A little noisy, I know. So how's your week been going so far? Are y'all cold yet? We're supposed to start getting kind of cold maybe Sunday, and then I know a couple of nights next week it's supposed to get down to like 29, 30. But it's beautiful out there today. In fact, the last few days, I've had my windows open. Last 2 or 3 days. All right, I'll bring you back after this gets a sear on it so you don't have to hear all that noise. Well, y'all, let me come here and talk to you a minute. After I finished the Polish sausage and thought I was turning the video on, I touched the button, but I did not pay enough attention to see that it was recording. So it did not record anything after that. So anyway, I'm going to tell you what I did. And let me take this back out here. I'd already put it on start to cook, but I know it's not hot yet. Well, that's not hot, but the liner is. The machine that cooks it is. All right. Y'all just bear with me. Oh. May have to bring the whole crock pot over. That's what I'm going to have to do. I can't lift that up out there. Oh my goodness, I am so silly at times. Or a half-wit or something, I don't know. I think I should use that word. That's not a good word, is it? But yeah, my brains aren't there half the time, so. All right, so I'll bring this over so you can look at it. See what it looks like in just a minute after I tell you what I did. So I added the Polish sausage after I had, kind of browned it just a little. And, also another benefit, if you brown it just a little bit, it helps to get some of the grease out so the grease won't be in your food. But after that, I just started adding things. I put it in the sausage in the crock pot. Then I started adding things. I added a 27-ounce can of turnip greens. And you could use, again, like I said, anything you want. And you put, you don't drain anything. You put it in there. Then I used a 15.5-ounce can of black-eyed peas. And I use a 15.5-ounce can of navy beans. Now, when originally it was different. I know I had Great Northern beans and I think black beans, and so I changed the beans around. And of course I did my own seasoning because I do not like black beans, and my husband didn't either, and I do not like Great Northern beans. He did like them, but navy beans were his favorite. So that's why I use black-eyed peas and navy beans. And, you could use any kind, and you could also, any brand, on the turnip greens, any brand. My brand of preference on canned greens is the Old Glory brand. Is it Old Glory or just Glory? Let me see what that says. Glory. It's just Glory. Glory brand. That's my preference, my favorite, but you can use any brand. Then to that, I start using seasonings. I just sprinkled in some garlic powder, and again, that's to taste. Some black pepper. I sprinkled in some Slap Your Mama seasoning. And I sprinkled in some the Texas Pete hot sauce. Y'all know I like Texas Pete and Slap Your Mama. And then I put roughly 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of the minced garlic in there. And then I added the 3 cups of chicken broth that I made up earlier. Now, when it comes to the chicken broth, like I said, you can use that. You can get the carton, whatever. You can use the bouillon cubes and reconstitute that with the water. So it's up to you. Now, if you're going to cook it in the crock pot, then you want to put that crock pot on high for about 2.5 hours. I'd say 2.5. Or you could put it on low for about 5 hours. And all you're doing is just try and get the flavors to meld together. If you want to cook it on top of the stove, cook it on about medium, between medium high. And then you would only need to do it about 30-45 minutes. but you would probably want to add about another cup of chicken broth or just a cup of water, because you know when you're cooking on top of the stove, some of that liquid will evaporate, whereas it does not as much in a crock pot. All right, so I'm sorry y'all didn't get to see me putting all those in there. I'm glad that I caught it, you know, as soon as I did, that I didn't just go put the video all together and realize I did not get that portion of it. So I am going to go ahead and put this on high, plug it back in, and then it's going to cook about 2.5 hours because it only been cooking about 5 minutes maybe. All right, so I'll see you back in a little bit. Okay, y'all, I am back, and let me show you what the soup looks like. See if I can get you down here. All right, can y'all see that? Here's a spoon. Just looks wonderful, and I know it tastes wonderful. It's piping hot right now. I've made me some hoe cakes to eat with it, you know, probably one with each bowl, but I'll probably only eat one bowl. That's what it looks like. So, if this is of any interest at all to you, go ahead and try this, make it, and if you do, let me know how it tastes to you, all right? Well, you know what? Y'all have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, or whenever you watch this, and you know, and remember to always season your cooking with love. And if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up and share this video, that'd be wonderful. So y'all have a wonderful evening, all right? Bye-bye.